Yes, sirree, here he is. Good morning to you, Grenada, and the rest of the world. It's a Tuesday morning under sunny skies and the spice of. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm George Grant, saying good morning to today's edition of Gudday Grenada. I know it's only 2 days into the week, but how are things going so far? So far, so good, I hope. Yeah? I certainly hope so. As always, we try to put together a nice little package for you this morning. And we're going to begin with 2 video clips, actually. Yeah, 2 video clips this morning. The first one is captioned, "Pilgrims, don't be bamboozled." You know that term? You've heard that term, I'm sure. Don't be bamboozled by advertising. You know what I'm talking about. Actually, we ran a piece a couple of days ago, and this is like a follow-up to it. You know, it's about what advertising is doing to us out there, to our health, and by extension, to our lives. Yeah. I came across a second piece and thought, hey, let me share this one as well. So we're going to run that by you. That's the first clip we're going to run. Then the second clip, yeah, never a dull moment in the spice of. Second clip, captioned, "Has Scotia Bank overstepped its bounds?" This is a piece that came up in last week's sitting of the Senate, Parliament. It was brought up by the Labor representative, and he was not too happy about it. And interestingly, when he told the Senate about the issue, it sort of raised the eyebrows of the president of the Senate, and he too reacted. So we're going to run that by you this morning, keep you in a little suspense there. Yes, we do have the national report this morning, and yama. He sent a note this morning saying that, God willing, he'll be sitting right here this morning. And of course, Georgie Porgy is referring to his good buddy, Ray Roberts. Well, let's turn a little bit to the left and see who won the race this morning. It's a race every morning. It's a different person nowadays, man. They're scampering. And this morning, the winner is Hazel Ferguson. Hello, Hazel. She's saying, good morning, Mr. G. Sherry Wilson, just missed it. Sherry, you had your turn. Keep trying. So, yeah. Sherry is second, then Fitzroy Adams is saying good morning. Loxley Boeing is saying, great day, sir. Well, a great day to you too, Loxley. Don't see a lot of you, but we're always happy when you do show up. Antheorello is saying good morning all, and Bernard Gilbert. And Sawandi Fabio Sam. Isn't it 2 days in a row I'm seeing Sawandi? Hey, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate having you here. Please spread the word. Tell your friends to come join this group. We have at one time we used to refer to it as a class. Now it's a family. It's a family. Yeah. And we're happy that you're a part of the family. So, that's it. That's it. As far as the rundown is concerned, just let me check on something here for just a wee bit. Yeah, okay. Who else? Oh, here. John's. Hello, John. John's saying good morning, Gigi, and the world. Yeah, the world yourself, John. Good to see you, buddy. He says the tortoise and the hare. I'm the tortoise, but I got there in the end. Yes, sir. At least you made the effort, John. Congratulations, my friend. Manel to St. Green is saying good morning. would you folks join me in welcoming Manila? Good to see her. And so, that's it as far as the rundown is concerned. By the way, just in case you're hearing a little bit of background noise, let me explain. What you're actually hearing is a fan. It's hot in here. It's hot in here this morning. The air conditioning has been a pain for the last month or so, and we've been doing a lot of patchwork, because these little buggers are damn expensive. They're really, really expensive. And I had an appointment this morning to have an air conditioning company come in here this morning and remove the air conditioning unit out there and put it in here. Well, within the last hour, I heard from that air conditioning company saying that they got some bad news for me. Apparently, the boss of that company passed away overnight or sometime this morning. And as a result, everything's gone topsy-turvy. You can certainly understand that. I know I certainly do. So they're not going to be in here to replace the air conditioning this morning. So Georgie Porgy had to use a backup. And that backup is the fan that you're hearing. I'm assuming that you're hearing it. So if you're hearing that, that's what it is, okay? They're hoping that maybe tomorrow, but if even they come tomorrow, you're still going to be hearing the fan, because they're not going to be here before we go on the air tomorrow morning. So anyhow, we'll deal with that. God provides, always, always. Back to you guys here. Lincoln, hello there. Boy, Linky, I certainly hope you're having a hoot on your visit here. Linky is saying, from the most beautiful place on earth, I'm wishing everyone a blessed day. Much love always. And yeah, Linky, your sister and her friend Carla and I were on the beach this morning. Yeah, George is, he's sticking to it. Between last Monday, that's Carnival Monday, and today, he's only missed one day, and that day was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday morning. We're not going to go on Sunday mornings because I got SWGG to take care of. Coylan Nash is sending a blessed day to everybody, and hello, Pele. Pele is very brief this morning. He's just saying, hello. Good to see you, Pele. Donna Joseph, hello there, Donna. Nice of you to be here this morning. And Pedro Bishop, Peter Bishop is there as well. So, okay, so that's going to take care of the preliminaries, if you will. And now let's get down to brass tacks. Some things are worth repeating, especially when it comes to guarding our well-being. We've each got one life to live, and it needs to be protected at all costs. Unfortunately, some of those who satisfy the cravings, our cravings for sweet, are exploiting us, literally poisoning us in the interest of generating profits. You heard me. They really don't care about the damage that their products are doing to our health. Pilgrims, if you don't believe me, watch this.
Which person alive on earth today, you are being lied to, and you're buying into 5 great lies about the food you put in your body. These lies cost you money, they cost you your longevity, they cost you health, and they negatively impact the health of your family. Billions of people buy into these lies and eat and drink things that they think are healthy. But when you understand the truth, you gain the ability to immunize yourself from these lies. Doing this will not only add years to your life, but it will save you and your family thousands of dollars. The first big lie is fruit juice. We are trained to believe that fruit juice is healthy because we associate fruits with health and nutrition. Fruits are healthy, but fruit juice is not. Most modern fruit juices that we buy in a grocery store are filled with sugar and artificial flavoring and only contain a tiny bit of the total vitamins and nutrients that you would get from an actual fruit. Big lie number 2. Companies like Coca-Cola in their worldwide marketing create an artificial connection between their drink and your happiness. Coca-Cola isn't happiness and positivity in a red can. It is obesity and diabetes in a red can. Billions of dollars are spent every year by large soda companies to associate their drinks with happiness, positivity, a sense of adventure, and deeper human connection. All of these are triggers that entice us as human beings, but within every can are slow poisons that wreak havoc in your body. The big lie number 3, sugar. Yes, our bodies do need small levels of sugar every now and then. However, large food companies have realized that sugar's addictive quality means that when they add sugar to their products, we can't stop buying them and eating them. Thus, up to 70% or more of products that you buy in the average American grocery store today contain sugar. And sugar, says modern science, is not just bad for your health, it can be as addictive as cocaine. Companies get you hooked on eating more and more and more. Big lie number 4, the lie of diet soda. In a brilliant move, they took the word diet, a word that we associate with health, and slapped it on cans of soda. It's proven that diet soda in many cases is actually worse for your body than regular soda because it disrupts the trillions of cells in your gut that regulate your biology. Lie number 5 is the exercise myth. Modern studies show that 80 to 90% of your body shape has little to do with exercise. In fact, most of your body shape is based on what you eat. Companies like Nestle market drinks like Milo and put sports stars on the package, suggesting to kids in developing countries that drinking Milo gives them the energy for them to go forth and succeed at sports. What Nestle doesn't share is that Milo is 40% sugar. In fact, to burn off the number of calories in a glass of Milo, a child would have to run 2 kilometers. It is no wonder that in countries with high consumption of Milo, obesity is on the rise. These 5 lies flow together in beautiful symphony and brainwash billions of us to eat things that are bad for us, to spend our money with large companies who get us hooked on substances that destroy our health. And they are hurting not just us, but our children and entire generations to come. The way to get these companies to shift is to expose these lies so that these companies take responsibility and change their products for the better. The last time we created a video like this to expose Nestle's practices in Malaysia, we got banned from every single media outlet in Malaysia because Nestle spends $3 billion a year on advertising. However, our video became the biggest story in Malaysia because Malaysians shared it using WhatsApp. This pushed Nestle to side with the truth. In Australia and New Zealand, Milo lost its 4.5 stars for health and became 1 star. In Singapore, zero sugar Milo was introduced. When we stop falling for the lies, we take away the power that these companies have to destroy our health. So let's stop this blatant lying to billions of people. Share this video and let's wake up humanity to the truth.
Fascinating stuff, eh? Fascinating stuff, man. Makes you stop and think. I hope that shows you that there is more to life than politics. We do try to provide some educational stuff here, and we're working at pumping out more and more of it. Kipling, by the way, here is saying he's sending God's blessings and also reminding you folks, he says, don't forget to share. You know, Kipling, when I watch other programs on the internet, you see everybody saying, share the live, share the live, share the live. And that's something I never could remember to do. So I'm glad that you always seem to remember, and you do ask the folks to share. Yes, we would appreciate that. In addition to Kipling who showed up there are also some other folks out there who are sort of incognito. but we know that you're there. We got your number. Nicole Gittens, Kitchenama? Kitchenama. Well, Nicole, welcome. Nice to see you. We hope you pop in and say something. Say hi to the class or the family here. Harry Gibson. Hello, Harry. Always so nice to see you. Anthony DeRiggs. Now, this character, Anthony, it was so good. I ran into Anthony on Market Hill yesterday afternoon, I think it was. I hadn't seen this guy in eons. Anthony wait. This is Anthony's brother. I ran into his brother, Chris, on Market Hill yesterday. And I haven't seen Chris in eons. I'd almost forgotten what the guy looked like. But anyhow, it was nice to see him, and it's nice to see his brother here this morning. Anthony is always with us. Thank you so much, Anthony. Nicole says, very informative video. Yes, Nicole, thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciated that. Okay, now, folks, oh, by the way, Burgess McPhee has also just joined us. Good to see you, Mr. McPhee. Now, one can only hope that this is not the start of a trend. But for those of us who use this country's banking system, there should be genuine cause for concern. The Labor representative in the Senate, Senator Andre Lewis, raised this issue at last week's sitting of the Senate. And it's something I do believe that many of you will have an interest in. I'm not going to go into any explanation because in this piece you're about to see, he explains it. Check this out.
There is a matter here, and as a worker representative, I would like to see what assistance that can be given. There is a worker who works with the Venezuelan embassy. They're on repeat. There is a Grenadian worker who lives in La Calo and who works with the Venezuelan embassy and has found herself been blocked off from Bank of Nova Scotia, or accounts closed, frozen. That's where her salary goes. And it has to do with the fact that she's working with the Venezuelan embassy. I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the House, to the Senate. I've been assured by her that she's a Grenadian. It follows from a correspondence that was sent to her dated April 25th, 2019 by Bank of Nova Scotia. And in terms of open disclosure, it is linked to the embargo by the US and others on Venezuela. And it actually felt me, especially on Saturday when we went out to give solidarity. There we were, as Grenadians, on Grenadian soil, giving solidarity, calling on others to give solidarity to Venezuela. And there is a Grenadian citizen on our home soil, in a branch that is located on Grenadian home soil, and has been denied access to her account. Therefore, I want to bring this to the attention. Yeah.
Was this matter brought to the attention of our Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Because not only is Grenada having that problem, on the news not too long ago, a number of European countries, and even including the Canadian Prime Minister, had raised issues about the extraterritorial power of laws passed by the United States Congress. So my question is, has this matter been drawn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one? And two, has a court examined this matter? Because if I validly have my money in your account, and my money does not violate Grenadian law, somebody had to explain to me how I can have access to my funds. And it may be necessary to go legal on this issue. May be necessary to go legal on this issue and let the local bank face the court and explain to the court how, operating under Grenadian law, where there is no breach, there's no case of money laundering or anything, I'm a worker, I'm paid my salary, how it is you can exercise to refuse me access to my salary. What the bank could very well do is to say they are no longer receiving funds for you and hand you back over your account. But a bank cannot unilaterally seize my property. That's a complete and utter violation of this provision, this sacred book called our Constitution, because it protects the right to private property. So I would really wish you to follow this up and maybe on the support of the union, go quickly and file a constitutional motion on behalf of that employee, because that is just wrong, in my view. So I just wish to make that. But you have the floor to continue. I thought I would make that intervention.
Sure, Mr. President, thank you very much. And I have undertaken to follow up. And I'm saying that I had a personal conversation with the lady in question. And I have not been able to verify any other thing outside of this. I have no reason to doubt her. It was raised with me on Saturday, just after, during the period that we did the solidarity. And it bothered me as a Grenadian, as a patriot, especially at the time that we were doing it.
What would your reaction be if you went to the bank today and found out that you can't touch your money, your penny halfpenny? Wow. I think this is something we need to follow up on. It would be interesting to see what direction it really goes, okay? All right, let me tell you what. Let's take a quick little break here, and then we'll come on back with the national report. How about that?
You don't know how many hurricanes will be coming this season, so you need to be prepared. At Hubbard's Hardware and Building Supply Departments and the Food Fair supermarkets, everything from canned foods, flashlights and batteries, to plywood, tarpaulin, lanterns, roof repair kits, water tanks, etc. are available. For over 90 years, we've helped you prepare for and recover from storms. Hubbard's Hardware, Food Fair supermarkets, and the Grenadian General Insurance, an integral part of your hurricane preparedness plan.
We are honored to partner with the Grenada Schools Inc., the Ministry of Education, and the Caliste Government School in providing this library. GCPI program put $120,000 or 66% of the cost of the library. But it's not an investment that is intended to bring a financial return. It is an investment in the human capital of our youth in Grenada.
GRENLEC has shown us their seriousness about partnership, their seriousness about education, and their seriousness about nation building. That local partnership tells our major donors that Grenada is interested.
We have got a big vision, Grenada Schools. We believe that what we can do is, through literacy, have the most literate country in the Caribbean. We are very happy that you've got this gift from ourselves and from GRENLEC.
We see this library as a unique and valuable resource. One of the best things about receiving this library is that it honors and recognizes the efforts and contributions of a company like GRENLEC and Grenada Schools Incorporated.
Since 1994, GRENLEC shareholders have invested over $22 million. This has been invested in the communities throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. We hope this library will serve the students and school well for many years to come.
Studying too hard about back-to-school expenses? Co-op Bank is making back to school as easy as 1, 2, 3. Enjoy competitive interest rates, affordable monthly payments, speedy decisions on applications. Come in and apply today.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
You know, there's a note here from John asking, since when does a bank's policy outweigh the law? Hey, should come as no surprise to you. I'm not saying it's right, but John, you know all the mess that's going on in this place nowadays. Seems like the consumer is the only one without any rights and protections. Whatever happened to that consumer protection agency we were supposed to have? Does that still exist? I don't know. If it does, totally useless. One of the things that really irritates me about the banks, and I've spoken about this time and time again, is the long lineups we have to tolerate when you go in to make a deposit or do any sort of transaction. I have never been able to understand why is it that several of the banks, there's only one where it seems to me that they always have enough tellers, at least on the occasions that I've been in there, and I don't go in there very often, and that's Co-op Bank. But I'll tell you, the other banks around town, you have 8 wickets, right? 8 wickets. You have a line out all the way to St. David's, line up. 3 tellers, if you're lucky, 3 tellers. What the heck is the sense of having 8 wickets? 3 tellers. And to do, you know, what seems like a simple transaction, it takes like forever. Never mind. Anyhow, here comes the National Report.
Government signs contracts totaling more than $1 million for repairs on 7 education institutions. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Monday, August 19th, I am Sherian Noel. The government of Grenada has signed contracts totaling more than $1 million to undertake repair work on 7 schools. And work is now underway at the St. Mark's School for Special Education, Burney Government School, St. Mark's Secondary, Hermitage Government, Grenada Christian Academy, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, and Grenville Secondary School. On Friday, project manager in the Ministry of Works, Donna Mitchell, and education stakeholder officer Ruth Charles visited the various work sites to get an appreciation of the progress of work. At St. Mark, contractor Anthony Simon spoke about the work to be undertaken on the School for Special Education.
What is already done is the floor removal and getting to put back the joists and the seals and ready to reseal it through the floor area for termites. And that's it for the library section. The covering between the library and the other existing school, the corridor, well, that and all will be taken care of over the weekend in terms of the alignment and putting up the profiles and have it ready.
Wayne Smart was awarded the contract for roof repairs on the Hermitage Government School. That project is well advanced, and he says, weather permitting, it will be completed in time for the new school term. A new staff room is part of the project at the Grenada Christian Academy. The contractor is Mr. Daniel Andrew.
This is staff room we had to demolish based on the condition. And now that looking at the new structure, this is going to be a new facility for the staff room and so forth. The size of this structure will be 34 feet by 12 feet. And also the height will be approximately 9 feet of the floor.
Reinforcing of the exterior walls on the main building along with interior works on the ceiling are also part of the works to be carried out at the GCA. Project manager Donnell Mitchell says the visit gave them an opportunity to gauge a progress so that measures can be taken in the event of a setback.
The visit was mainly just to give an idea as to the position of the status on the work ongoing on the numerous schools located across the island. Some of them are on schedule, some of them are a little bit behind. The intention is that by the start of the school, the new school year, we would be in an advanced position for those that may carry on into the school term. We have some that is in St. George's, also in St. David's. They are in the process of starting up, but those that we would have visited today are those that are more in the advanced stages.
Would we see a return to the various schools that we visited today prior to the start of the new school term?
Yes, we would, because it's not just, we don't want to just take it as it is now. We also want to show when the work is completed what we would have achieved. Most people don't really get a sense of the work during the execution. They only have appreciation for when it is completed. So definitely we would return on the completion.
During a recent meeting of the House of Representatives, Education Minister Honorable Emmeline Pear said recognizing the conditions of some schools, government is doing a lot with regard to repairs and infrastructural development.
During the summer holidays, during this August vacation, the Ministry of Education has started the repairs of a number of schools. As a matter of fact, I believe we will be spending way over $3 million just within those couple of weeks leading up to the reopening of school.
The Ministry of Agriculture is getting support from the World Bank to install a hydrometric network in Grenada in September. A hydrometric network is used to monitor the components of the hydrological cycle, including rainfall, groundwater characteristics, as well as water quality and flow characteristics of surface water. Agriculture Minister Honorable Yolan Bain Hosford says when it is implemented, the ministry will be in a position to monitor climate elements in a more organized manner.
The network will be supplied by Sutron and it will include automatic weather station, soil temperature equipment, water monitoring equipment for monitoring rivers and wells and tide gauges to monitor the sea level rises that we are having. Also, Mr. Speaker, it is important, this is a very important development as it will allow the ministry to monitor climate elements in a more organized and precise manner, given the enormous impacts of climate change which we are experiencing these days.
Support from the World Bank for the project is being given under the DVRP program. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The safety on our roads make this a major priority. Health of our people, a crucial necessity. Accidents happen when road users are either irresponsible or inconsiderate in one way or the other. Play your part. Reduce your speed. Be attentive. It is your personal responsibility. Let 2017 be the start of no more road fatality. Be safe. Be seen, be smart. So let's wise up as a nation. Get to your destination safe.
Welcome back. Grenada has successfully implemented a ban on the sale and importation of styrofoam. That announcement by Minister for Climate Resilience and the Environment, Senator Simon Steele, during Friday's sitting of the Senate. It follows on government's commitment for the ban to be instituted on September 1st, 2018, with a deadline of April 2019 for Grenada to be zero styrofoam. Senator Steele says by February 2020, the ban will be enforced on single-use shopping bags.
The ban on plastic bags, the importation ban came into effect in February of this year. The sale of non-biodegradable carrier bags to retailers will come into effect from the 1st of December 2019, and then the complete elimination of non-biodegradable plastic bags from the 1st of February 2020. So we are working with retailers, with importers, for that smooth transition when there are no more of what we've become accustomed to, these bags that pollute our streets, our communities, our waterways, and ensuring that the complete elimination of those to sustainable alternatives will be as smooth as possible.
Senator Steele says Grenada is working with a consultant from the World Bank before implementing the ban on single-use plastic items.
Other single-use items, whether that's cutlery, food containers, plates, glasses, straws, that was supposed to come into effect on the 1st of February of this year, but there were some concerns about the economic impact that would have on our vendors, our food vendor providers. So we're currently working with a consultant from the World Bank who's doing an economic analysis to see how the transition, what the best timing of the banning of those single-use plastics and the introduction of their more expensive alternatives will have a minimal economic impact, and the timing of that. So we're working with the World Bank consultants to do that.
He says by 2020 there should be complete elimination of non-biodegradable products in keeping with the Non-Biodegradable Waste Control Act, which seeks to reduce negative environmental impacts and improve the health of Grenadians. Grenada is currently hosting the Caribbean Children Charity Shield Soccer Classic, which was conceptualized as a social intervention strategy targeting primarily boys. The tournament, which is now in its 6th year, focuses on those in the under 13, under 15 and under 17 age groups. Coordinator Mr. Hamilton Lashley says the government of Grenada through the Ministry of Sports has played a pivotal role in ensuring that the Soccer Classic is a success. He explains the criteria involved.
The grades at the various schools have to be up to a particular standard and must show some kind of improvement, even if it is just marginal. Their behavior standards also have to be updated, because when we look at it, and we did our research, we realize there's a high rate of recidivism of the children coming back to the tournament. Interestingly enough, what happens is that most of these kids begin at 10 years in this kind of social intervention program and continue up to age 17. As I said, recidivism rate is high, but in addition to that, they have also at home, their behavior standards have to be also up to date.
Coordinator of Sports, Colin Peters, describes the program as one that can positively effect change in the lives of participants. He says the Ministry of Sports has been very supportive, bearing in mind that sports is critical in keeping young minds focused.
To use sports as a pillar to rehabilitate the delinquent behavior of teenagers in the different homes, in different communities across the nation, to me was brilliant. And when you look at the aspect of sports tourism and the numbers of persons that are involved around the Caribbean, there is no way our ministry would not get involved in such a venture.
Games are played from 10 a.m. daily at Old Trafford and Roy St. John playing field Tandine and the Montrouge playing field. The tournament, which began August 17th, concludes on August the 24th. And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for Monday, August 19th, 2019. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Sherry Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Alrighty, so there you have it, folks. That was last night's edition of the National Report from the GIS. Only one person commented, I can't believe it. But John out there in Carriacou says, read the school refurbs. As usual, it starts 2 weeks before schools return. Why not 2 weeks after the school breaks up? I don't know, John. He also says here, read the roads. In Grenada, you're meant to drive on the left, but now you can drive on what's left of the road. Pilgrims, take a look at this young man there. Look, recognize, it's been a couple of weeks since he's been around here, you know. Talk about holidays, man. We both took holidays over the holiday season. Yeah, Ray Roberts is back, and he's going to be joining us momentarily. So just hang in there for a wee bit.
Conveniently located in the Grandin Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am. But didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenada will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
But baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Studying too hard about back-to-school expenses? Co-op Bank is making back to school as easy as 1, 2, 3. Enjoy competitive interest rates, affordable monthly payments, speedy decisions on applications. Come in and apply today.
Yeah, man. Time to say good morning to Mr. Raymond Roberts. Always smiling. I want to, first of all, congratulations. You had two weekends off, two Tuesdays.
2 Tuesdays, I think it's one. Carnival Tuesday. I was here the Tuesday before Carnival.
You were here the Tuesday?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
That's
so you
correct.
only had last week off?
That's correct.
Well, excuse me.
To allow you to enjoy Carnival.
Yes.
If there was Carnival, and there was.
Now, I have to talk to you about something before you bung away on whatever you're going to bung away on this morning. Ray, I know that you go to the beach every morning.
Well, I didn't go this morning. I'll tell you what. Once I try to avoid this particular day unless I'm going to be home doing your program because I'm going to overstay.
Okay.
Right. Or I leave the beach and come straight by you.
The reason why I brought that up, Ray,
Tell me.
is because, you know, I've had this great admiration for you going to the beach a lot. And you know I'm not a frequent beachgoer.
Yes.
But a mutual friend of ours, Sharon Roberts, she managed to talk me into starting visits to the beach. Ray, I went to the beach last week, Juve morning.
Wow.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 6 days last week, Ray. And I've been yesterday morning and this morning. And cleaning up on all the grapes they have down there,
Okay,
man.
that's correct.
I have not seen you.
I was in Trinidad for a couple of days.
Oh.
I did not see a singing carnival.
Oh, you did not?
No, not at all.
Okay, okay.
I was in Trinidad looking at what you may not want to look at, West Indies cricket.
Oh, excuse me. Well,
it was miserable.
Would you believe that I was here? Yeah, we're not.
Nah,
our good friend Winty is keeping a low profile.
I forgot to ask about him because there weren't more than about 5,000 people in the pavilion.
Yeah.
The Carib stand might have had about 3,000 people.
Really?
Normally, I'm told that India brings a huge crowd into the Oval because of the mix of Trinidad's population, but that was easy going.
Really?
Yeah. And the team, well, the West Indies was miserable.
They were miserable?
Yes.
What's new?
Well, it's not new.
So is that what's up your sleeve this morning?
Well, no. What's up my sleeve first, I would say, the silencing of the debate among lawmakers, the cost to taxpayers, the Prime Minister's security team. I think it again demonstrates to Grenadians that we are in a country where democracy is dying. Because I have
Or
to
dead.
listen, almost dead. There are people like me and you around who shall not go quiet until the good Lord says it is your turn. So don't expect me to keep any quiet, and that's why I'm talking about this morning. I specifically listened a bit, read the trade union representative and Pilgrims, and he made it very clear he's not going down the road of challenging the gentleman's security team or even questioning the security team, but he's questioning, quite rightly, the cost to taxpayers. And if that's the only way this thing can be proceeded with. And before he could finish the sentence, here comes the man in the chair, shamelessly defending what is a mortal sin. And that tells us a story. I always say to people, Haiti didn't reach where Haiti reached just like that. And prayers don't really help when you turn your eyes to all the wickedness that is really occurring among us. So we better begin to watch it. Because I can't see how lawmakers can be prevented from asking a question about the cost to we, the people who are paying property tax, personal income tax, and a variety of other taxes, including VAT. So everybody is paid. So whether you pay personal income tax, you go to the shop, you're going to pay a VAT. So we have a right to know how that $200 and something thousand is being divided among whoever it is. And are there other ways in which these gentlemen can have the vacation and save the money? But again, as I said, shamelessly, as expected. And it reminds me of when I was in the Senate. A bill is being passed in the minister's name, and the minister's name is on something that requires the government of Grenada rebuilding permission. So I raised it, and I had to apologize. I walked out, but then, I wanted to be there, and some people said, well, go through the formality. You don't have to mean it, but just say it. We can't be making sense as a people. We can't be. And for people like the great President Humphrey, I don't know the legacy that you're talking about. Because these are things that, I can't expect people like him, who knows better, to allow to just get a pass. What it is, you give it a pass.
I noticed that, and that's one of the reasons why I played that on the air on the weekend there, because I thought it was powerful stuff. The people need to be aware of what's going on. And by and large, people are becoming more aware. But yeah, like you, I'm concerned. Freedom of speech, freedom to ask a question in the parliament about your own money, which is paying these guys. Okay.
I mean, and I say to George, I'm glad you, Sharon, influenced you to go to have a look at the beach. I mean, you watch two of the projects that we're talking about, and the tons of tiff that is just less than 50 meters from the seashore. God forbid we have had, let's say, rain for excessive rain, and water flows down from the hill. The tons and the hundreds of tons of cliff. Where will that go? You know, I just listened before I turned up here. David Beckham's $1 billion Miami project, building a football stadium and a mall. It is up in limbo because it was the demand of the community, EIA be done. And they said the area will be very much what? The pollution and what have you, all the environmental problems showed up. So it is very unlikely David Beckham will have that stadium in Miami. It's $1 billion.
That's a country where you have laws. Where people respect the law. We don't here, Ray. When people talk about this being a lawless country, I know it offends some people to hear us say that, but it's a fact.
Well, I have concluded that because as I say it to people every day, I mean, I just can't imagine. Sometimes we pick on the bus drivers, we pick on small people, but the state itself is such an irresponsible group of leaders that we have. I can never imagine. I've been here for 60 plus years now, George. So I've certainly experienced Uncle Gary, Sir Eric Matthew Gary, who we beat up on. This is the worst group I've ever seen in everything, in every single thing. I mean, as I tell men, I remember when I started the war, Gary was playing a cricket match, and I showed up in a jersey. Next day, when I met Sir Eric, he said, "Hi, sir." He said, "Ray, it didn't look like work." I said, "Yes, sir." I mean, next morning, Mr. Braffett was the permanent secretary, and he said, "Very disappointed in you." I said, "What I do?" He said, "See, in that jersey." I said, "It's all a cricket match." He said, "You weren't invited. You were sent to work." And I knew then I had to dress appropriately for even something like that. You could steal as one broadcaster, I don't know if you should call him a broadcaster, but runs a radio program, steal over $800,000 in using government facilities. He doesn't have to pay it back. There's a sham of some people. I mean, a man making $5,000 a month or less, where will he pay back $800,000? I mean, come on, let's not get into nonsense and put in something digital, selling the plan. And I mean, what good gentleman our country would tolerate a thing like that? George, I would say to you, we just have to perhaps, how do you say, whether we ride out the waves, that's what it is, but
the longest rope
comes to an end.
Comes to an end.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Now, don't let your pressure go too high.
Not at all, you will not.
Because I know there's something that is very therapeutic for you, and that's sports. And I see that this week you published something about one of our athletes heading to Dora.
That's correct. Well, George, this young man is exceptionally brilliant in my opinion. I mean, I've seen him perform, very pleasant. But at 21, what I looked at and saw in Lima, Peru, he opened the contest in the javelin, and his very first throw, I mean, 87.31 or so meters. His very first throw. I mean, and he didn't do with any, I mean, you can see the confidence and the feel-good attitude in his performance. And that is the 6th best throw in the world this year. And the question is, he's going to Doha, to the World Athletics Championships. And the possibility really exists that he can be the surprise of these games. Because traditionally, Europeans dominate, you know, the field events. But he seemingly is exceptional. At 21, he certainly is going to be one of the younger ones competing among some of the veterans. And I am very optimistic that he could be a cure in James.
Not only are we having some really, really great successes in athletics, but I see that even in swimming.
Well, I don't want to take away from them, but I usually tell people don't put swimming in that class, because remember, our times are not, I mean, you look at the Americans, we don't even get to the finals of these events. Well, it's a Caribbean thing that we're doing well in. But you're talking about this young man. This young man is at the top of the world. I'm not talking
internationally.
About, yeah, I'm not talking about no Caribbean thing. Okay. That is out of the window. I'm talking about the best in the world. A Spanish guy has the best throw in the world, which is 90 points. I think 170 meters, somewhere around there. And you're talking about a Grenadian guy, a humble guy from St. David's, with a local coach in Paul Phillip. I mean, who has set a brand new record, first of all, among the Americas. How many countries? 40-something countries among the Americas, including the Americans, the Canadians, the Argentines, the Mexicans. He has competed and beat these fellas. No, I'm not taking away from the other people. The other people, well, Lyndon Victor too, he's among the top decathlete in the world. The fellow who won from Canada, he was a world champion. So you're talking about two athletes from St. David's who are gracing, what do you call it, where it is rare, very rare.
Where the air is rare.
Where the air is rare. I mean, I'm glad to see our swimmers are improving on their times. But really, George, the one swimmer, the Caribbean gold medalist the Caribbean has produced is a fellow called Nesty from Suriname. And that was in 1976, I think, in Canada. Since then, we have had a couple, Trinidad, Bovell, I think, won a couple silver, bronze, and maybe a Jamaican, but nobody else from the Caribbean. Absolutely nobody else from the Caribbean.
We also have this young lady, the para-athlete.
Yes, well, I would hope that she really understands the talent that she has and put it to great use. She's going to Japan in 3 weeks' time to special training, and she's the only one from the Caribbean that they have invited to participate in that special program they have in Japan. So Paul Phillip can't go. I suspect Paul is going to the World Games with Anderson Peters, but his deputy Josh Hazard is going with her. They're leaving, I think, on the 13th of September via London to go to Japan. She was in her first competition, international competition, got into the top 10 in the world. I would hope that, well, we're trying our best to motivate. She's going to SGU, and we at the same time hoping that she can double up. You know your academics important, but don't ignore the fact that if you do well, I mean, you're certainly going to open too many doors, and you may not be able to enter all, but you can choose the ones that you would like to go into. So I hope Aishana Charles would recognize that initiative that she launched in May could do wonders for her come 2020 in Japan. Yeah.
It's clear to me, Ray, that you're pretty pumped up about the successes some of our athletes are having. You know, you and I grew up in a day when soccer, football was big. I mean, cricket was big. And now we're seeing these athletes emerging. Is the time coming when athletics become the predominant factor in Grenada? And, you know, you say sort of, not bye-bye totally, but, you know, take aside.
George, let me tell you, swimming and other sports, let me see, like table tennis, lawn tennis. I must also recognize the lawn tennis player, Akila Jean. She did extremely well. She didn't pass the first round, but I saw a bit of her match against the Peruvian on clay, and she's familiar with hard court. She lost 7-5, 7-5. Tremendous game. She's ranked in the first 1,000 in the world. But that again shows how distant you are from the very top. But she played very well, and I think it's something that we didn't really notice. But for those of us who followed it intensely, she did very well. George, I will tell you, athletics, because, you know, yes, you need good nutrition, but you look at Grenada, you can go into any playing field in Tarantine and you can be coached by somebody with average ability and you can run with natural ability. Now, in the case of tennis, we don't have a clay court in Grenada. The Tarantine court is really not a world-class court.
Right.
The same thing applies to swimming, the 25-meter pool up there. The cost is exorbitant. I mean, the competition is, you have to go outside of Grenada and get it. So it depends on getting, in the case of swimming and tennis, our athletes to the United States very early so they can be among the elite and certainly come back and represent us.
Yeah.
But athletics, really and truly, I mean, the challenge is you do well like Anderson Peters, you're spotted by some school, you get a scholarship, and then you begin to climb the ladder. That is what athletics got. All day in the call, they produce very good times, coaches are impressed with the time and the ages, and you open the door. Swimming is a lot more.
All right, so we have these athletes coming up, Anderson Peters and so on and so forth. Tell me, how much time does Karani James have left?
Well, he's still young. I don't know. I mean, he also is smart enough to know that he's what? He's going to beat what? Is it 27 on September 1st? 25, 26 or 27? I think it's 26. One in case. But really and truly, he has won the World Championship. He has won the Olympic gold medal. I'm sure he has quite a large list of quality sponsors, Nike and who have you. I think you know it better than me. You lived in North America. It's not free.
Yeah.
It's not like it is here, dinner and that's it.
If you're lucky.
So you know that you have to have a calculator and somebody who knows money.
Yeah.
So again, these fellas can slip into so many other things. So I think that's will perhaps be the influence in his life. You know, have I done enough? Am I satisfied with it? And am I going to go into here or there? So I think he has opened many doors, is his ability to exploit them. So I would say, I hope he's at fitness again, that he can compete in next year's Olympics. If not, I suppose, as I said, he has many other areas that he can contribute to, not just in Grenada, but world sports.
Yeah.
Because he has become a very famous athlete. And he's a very famous athlete in the world.
You know, even though he doesn't win a lot of races from here on in, the man, he's set. He's set for life.
I would think his chapter is a chapter that has influenced the OECS, I mean, more than anything else. Because the quarter mile is always said to be one of the most difficult races. And to come from a little country as Grenada, a village somewhere in Guava, and I mean, you have excelled from the world, from the Character Games to the World Junior Games to the Olympics, the World Athletics Championship, the Grand Prix. I mean, and you have done it in such a quick time. From 18 to 25, you have been a personality that the globe, you know, my sister used to live in Texas, and she said to me, that's the first time neighbors came across and wanted to know much more about Grenada, because they all thought that the American guy, Merritt, would win easily, and they couldn't believe the ease at which he won, and they want to know, what does Grenada have to have been producing such quality athletes?
You know, there's such irony here. These athletes are creating a name for Grenada. Anderson Peters, Karani James, et cetera, Lewis Hamilton has created a big name for Grenada, and there are others. And this is all happening at a time when our nation is in the shambles morally.
Yes, a lot of talent, and I wish as a people we were more concerned about you know, the image internationally. I wish, you know, as I said, you know, I also had to go to the Canadian Embassy to try to get a visa. And as I said, somebody was saying to me while in the High Commission, I mean, a couple of years ago, you just take a plane as you take a bus and you go to Canada. Now you're in a line with people and you have to be exposed in all ways. You have to now do biometrics, and you have to look back at your career to see if you were one of the crooks or one of the thieves or whatever. And then they will say, you'll get it or you shall not. be accredited. So it just shows that, decency has not been perhaps as we grew up with. It used to be something we all, cherished and felt good about, but to me, I don't know. I don't see it.
I know. Just pray for us, eh? Just pray for us. All right, Ray, anything else you want to add before?
Well, George, I trust you had a good carnival. I trust
I had a wonderful carnival. I came into this apartment on the Friday afternoon and never left again until Wednesday.
Well, I hope your new indoctrination. Congratulations, Sharon. You have been doing an excellent job.
Oh, the beach, beach, man.
Yes, I am by the Coconut Restaurant. That's where the only place I been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm only a lover of Cameron Park for the environment, but my permanent bathing spot is.
We usually base ourselves at Camahan Park and either walk down towards Quarantine Point, or from Camahan up to Silver Sands.
Right.
And this week we've been doing the Camahan to Silver Sands route. So maybe tomorrow I might see you.
Yes, if you're there, you will see me. But let me warn you, I don't come until about 7:15.
That time I'm returning to my studio.
No, I'm not that early. I spend the first few minutes in the car seeing the text messages or the whatever it is. And then I go have a seat with, if not Scratch, McIntyre, Reefer, Stanislaus, and a few others. We chat the day out, and then we decide to take a bath and spend as much time in the water as we choose. Yeah. But sometimes I'm in the car. So I usually tell my good friend, Dr. Rao, who don't visit the beach, every morning he's there.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's you. And he doesn't see me on there. He looks and sees the car.
Okay. One thing concerns me a little bit, though. It used to be that they would phone me. My alarm goes off at 5 o'clock. And by 5:01, they're phoning me to say, okay, George, we're on the way, okay? Well, I noticed that for the last few days, it's becoming a little bit earlier and a little bit earlier and a little bit earlier. And I'm going to draw the line because for this turkey who gets to bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get up at 5 o'clock, yay. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Good, man.
Good to see you as always.
Right.
All right, Mr. Ray Roberts. And folks, let's just absorb this parting word here. I hope this leaves you with a little hope, a little encouragement. It's an inspirational taken from the book of Hebrews, Hebrews chapter 6, verses 10, 11, and 12. Take this to heart. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We want each of you to show the same diligence to the very end, so that what you hope for may be fully realized. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who, through faith and patience, inherit what has been promised. Encouraging, eh? Check it out. Hebrews chapter 6, verses 10 to 12. On that note, Pilgrims, Georgie Porgy, yes, he fed his face this morning, and boy, did I have a lot of grapes this morning. I ate grapes for soap on the beach this morning. Played with a lot of puppies. This morning on the beach, Ray, I saw 2 puppies, which reminded me of Brandy. You remember my little Brandy? And these dogs, they saw me, and they loved me. And as soon as I saw them, I went, shh. The only thing is they loved being in the water. Brandy, where the waves break, that's it. Terra firma. Peace, bro. God bless you, my friends.